Okay, so man, I don't even know how to begin. I really don't know how to begin this fucking video, man. I'm sorry. I don't know what to say. Normally on this channel, I don't really like to make political content. Not because I don't really want to, I just feel like it's not necessarily the place for it on this channel. So maybe I thought about making a secondary channel. But considering the events of this fucking week, I felt like I needed to say something. You know, I have a lot of emotions, right? And I know there's like thousands of people who've already made, you know, essentially election reaction videos. But here's mine, I guess. Wow. Wow. Today is November 9th. At time of recording, Donald Trump has won the election to become the next president of the United States. And you know, I've been thinking about this for the past couple of days. Sometimes it takes me time to really ruminate my thoughts as it is. Ruminate? I didn't even... Whatever, bro. Sometimes it just takes me a minute to gather my thoughts. Okay? How do I feel about this? As someone who is pretty left-leaning, I'm pretty upset. But at the same time, I'm not surprised. When I first saw it, right? Usually when elections go on, I don't look at like whatever current trending polls are happening, like which states go where. I don't like to look at the elections live because it just puts too much stress on me, and I feel like I'd rather look at it when it's all over, you know? Kind of like ripping the Band-Aid off at once, you know? Instead of like slowly peeling it and watch it as it slowly peels off and you feel every bit of it, rip the bitch off. And then it hurts, but the pain subsides just as fast as you ripped it off, right? That didn't really happen this time. It really didn't, man. Like I said, on one hand, I'm disappointed. On the other hand, I'm not surprised. I'm disappointed because, you know, this election, I feel like everyone would say, is the most important election that we may have in our entire lives. Potentially, right? I don't want to sound all doom and gloom, but like the shit that Trump says, he might try to be a dictator for life, bro. He really might try that shit. I can't put it past him, bro. This dude has lied in office and lied during his campaigns thousands of times. So many times that there's no reason to believe him. But at the same metric, Drake has only lied about a couple of things and niggas folded on him instantly, right? He was gone, right? No one trusts a thing out of Drake's mouth no more, right? After the whole, it was Not Like Us, bro, it was over. No one trusts him at all. No one trusts Drake. But niggas trust Trump? That nigga, who is by all metrics 1,000% worse than anything Drake has ever done? For real? This dude, who has lied over thousands of times about every single thing that he's trying to do. This dude, who was convicted of over 30 federal indictments of felony charges, bro. He was convicted of that shit. The only U.S. president to be impeached twice. That nigga, the same nigga who has failed in so many business ventures that it's amazing. The same dude who told people to inject disinfectant into their bodies to stop COVID. The same nigga who plans to deport millions and millions of hardworking, although undocumented, I would call them undocumented Americans, working in this country, supplying our agriculture industry, literally helping our social security being built up and helping our social programs by putting their dollars to it. Actively stimulating our economy, helping pay taxes through sales tax. He's going to deport all those people, right? Or at least plans to. The same dude who does not care about the rights of women or trans people or any minority. Remember when he tried to advocate to put to death black teenagers? The Central Park Five, who, by the way, he still has never apologized for. He still believes that those men, now men, right, boys at the time, these kids were teens, when that whole shit came down. He advocated for them to be put to death. And that's the nigga that people want in office. That guy. The guy who has more ties to Epstein than most other people that people even talk about. And this isn't even to say that other candidates don't have dirt in their closet. The game of politics is about skeletons, bro. This shit is a Halloween party. For real. That's just how it is. I understand that. But I'm just saying, if you were to pick any person to be president, why this nigga? He's like 80 years old, bro. He's not going to be there for that long. And all the rhetoric that he's inspired by what he said, all the things that he said has only made America more hateful, more spiteful, and more afraid and fearful. That's the only thing he's done. All the people who voted for him, bro. Let me just get this right off the dome, bro. If you voted for Trump, if you voted for him, get off my page, bro. You don't belong here. I don't want you here. You know, I don't want you, bro. If I ever make this channel big enough for me to make money, I don't want your dollars. Take them somewhere else. I ain't taking them. If you give them to me, I'm taking them. I'm giving them right back, bro. I don't want that shit. I don't want your money. Actually, I do. I'll take your money, but I'm not going to use it for anything you like. If you donate to me and you're a Trump supporter, I mean, thank you for the bucks. I'll call you an idiot and you just got scammed. Kind of like the motherfucker you just put in office right now. This nigga lies so much I thought he was narcoleptic, bro. Because narcoleptics, they sleep because they're lying down. Whatever, bro. I don't know. I have so much mixed feelings right now, man. I really don't know what to say. Already, you have terrible dickhead human beings like Nick Fuentes saying the most horrible shit to women and to black people, but he was always a fucking neo-Nazi, so who's surprised? You know, big surprise there. You know, that's like Fred and Scooby and the gang fucking pulling the ghost, the bedsheet off Hitler and being like, wow, it's surprise, it's racism. Like, wow, old man Jenkins is a racist. That's crazy. But we already have black people in this country. Luckily not me so far, but black people in this country receiving really horrible fucking racist texts about saying, report back to the plantation. Fuck ass niggas, bro. If I ever catch anyone in my life, in real life, saying some bootsy ass shit like this, bro, we're done. I'll never talk to you again, bro. I'll be on hush mode for the rest of your life and mine. I'll never talk to you again. You don't deserve that from me. Fuck these niggas. If you're black and you voted for Trump, bro, deadass, the card's gone forever, bro. You probably weren't even saying that shit right. I'm gonna be honest, bro. You probably weren't saying that shit right. And if you were a MAGA person who got one of those texts, bro, honestly, be honest with me, bro. How does that shit feel? Do you feel good? Do you feel vindicated? Does your heart sink? Like this fool right here? Is your heart sinking? Does it hurt? You're not even Ruckus right now, bro. You're Steven from Django Unchained. That's you, bro. That's what you're doing to your own people and to your mothers and your daughters and your nieces and anyone, any women in your life, bro. They will now, they already have less rights because Roe v. Wade got taken away, but they're going to have even less rights now, bro. That shit is going to be enshrined. They're trying to enshrine it, and states are already trying to counter enshrine those rights into their constitution so the feds can't do shit, bro. This nigga plans to put tariffs on everything that comes from China, which is going to destroy the economy. Every single person, you don't even have to be an economy expert to talk about this. Every nigga under the sun says if you put tariffs on China, this will cripple the American economy. All this excess cost of importing all this shit in is gonna go straight to the American consumer, bro. Who's got to pay for that shit, bro? For real, who's going to pay for that? Are you going to pay for it? You said Mexico was about to pay for that wall, which didn't happen, by the way. There are only more people who've come into the country, by the way. Right? Only more people. And sure, you can say that was under Biden, MAGA supporters. You can say that shit was under Biden. You can say that. But guess what else was under Biden? Inflation dropping. The economy getting better. More jobs being created. All that shit happened under Biden too, bro. And when the delayed effect happens for every single thing that, well, shit, this term, Trump's delayed effect of all the dumbass policies he did in 2016 are going to happen damn near immediately. These fools are planning on deporting niggas day one, bro. They're planning on getting on taking away who knows how many rights. And the thing is that makes this even crazier to me, beyond the fact that he won. Him winning is disappointing and stupid and honestly still a bit of a shock, right? The weirder thing to me is how not only did we lose the presidency, we lost the House. We might have lost, I don't know yet, at least the last time I checked, it seems like we lost the House, the Senate, the presidency, and SCOTUS. We already lost SCOTUS, but now it's about to be even worse, bro. Y'all voted for that, bro. For real. And half of y'all don't even know what a tariff is, bro. Don't ever catch me hearing you say anything about fucking gas prices or grocery bills or anything in the future, bro. In the next 4 years, if one of y'all motherfuckers start yapping, bro, it's done, bro. It's done. Like, it's done. Shit ain't gonna be cool ever again, bro. And honestly, the craziest thing about this, really, that I was thinking about this whole time, coming up with this shit, bro, right? Coming up with this shit. Right, all these right now are just thoughts off the dome, but the one thing that's really stuck with me this whole time, or I guess there's a couple things, but the main thing is, like, you know, I'm a pretty optimistic person. Despite all the evil, all the hate, all the pain that this species has had to go through to make it to this point, for us to enjoy the comforts of the internet and eating food that doesn't have who knows what in it that can kill you, or drinking fresh water that won't kill you. After living through ages where women and people who were human beings were taken as slaves, where women were seen as nothing but property, where the average human being couldn't even vote for their leaders. Remember feudalism? Remember the Middle Ages and shit, nigga? Where niggas didn't have rights at all? You were the king's property, bro. That's what y'all voted for. We struggled so hard to get to this point, the height of civilization, and you elected a nigga who's going to plans to dissolve the EPA, which is only going to make global warming worse, and will sink thousands amounts of acres of land that are going to force people to move inland. The temperatures are going to get so hot that when you go outside, you might just fucking die. That's what we have for the rest of our lives. And the crazy thing is, too, this is the main thought, and I keep skipping around it, and my bad, bro. Like, I'm just obviously frustrated. The worst thing about this is that, you know, for once I really thought, with me being as optimistic as I am, considering all the great achievements that we've done as a species, right, that maybe Americans weren't as selfish, ignorant, and stupid as I thought that they were, that I could give them a benefit of the doubt. Like I said, I'm a pretty left-leaning person, so I know how fucked up this country is and how it treats people who are not straight white and male and Protestant. If you are not a WASP, which is what I just described, white Anglo-Saxon Protestant, and that includes being straight, heteronormative, having heteronormative behavior in society, working a quote-unquote respectable job, if you're not one of those fools, the few of us that exist to have that amount of privilege on this planet, right? I really thought, and this is on me, I really thought Americans would not be what I expected them to be. I really thought that maybe we, at least a little bit, and I live in California, so maybe this is just my hubris and living in a bubble, a very left leaning bubble of the country. That's probably what it is. It has to be. I really thought that maybe my fellow man actually cared enough about their other human beings to not vote the worst possible choice for a president in history. Reagan was fucking bad, but Trump is Reagan 2.0, and that's not a good thing. It's probably the worst fucking thing we can handle right now. This country almost fucking excuse me. This country almost fucking lost its mind over COVID. Over 3 years of a pandemic. You think shit's gonna get better now after Trump? Really? Assuming that motherfucker leaves. If you've read Project 2025, bro, who knows what's about to happen? They got everything, man. They got everything. They got legislative, executive, and judicial. And if you're a MAGA supporter, you probably didn't know what I just said right now. I can name the 3 branches of government. Can you? Do you know what a tariff is? Do you know what my body, my choice even actually means? Do you know what any of these things are? Do you know how much immigrants stimulate the economy? Do you know how much they contribute to your grocery bill? Do you know any of this? Oh my God. God. It's crazy, bro. This shit is crazy. So many people in this country are so single fucking minded. Hitasurani. I know Japanese, right? What is this relating to the video and everything about it to say? I don't know. It kind of relates, I suppose. I know Japanese. I've lived in Japan. Not for a long time, but for a good amount of time. All right? Enough time to at least get some idea of their society. Okay? I studied Japanese for damn near 10 years. Damn near. We're getting there. And the biggest thing that woke me up to understanding my place in the world and how fucked up this world really is and how fucked up America is me going to Japan and me being damn near fluent in Japanese. I'm not natively fluent, but I know most things. I was a tutor. I am a tutor still, actually. You know? And I go over to Japan, live amongst people there, right? A country that is massively influenced by America and our culture, and we're half the reason why their industry is the way that it is, because we helped them rebuild after World War II. And see me as a black man in a country similar to what people say about America that doesn't really see color, right? The lie that we pretend is real in the world. The lie that we pretend that color doesn't fucking matter when it absolutely does. This bullshit that we tell ourselves. Because it makes it a little bit easier to think that racism doesn't exist anymore. But it does. And it's only going to get fucking worse. And when I was in Japan, and seeing just by the fact that my skin is darker than the next person, right, than a white person who comes to Japan, blonde hair, blue eyes, and they get treated infinitely better than me, and I've tried for thousands of hours to learn their language, learn their culture, really integrate into it, because it's really something that's deep to me. I really like Japanese culture. I love the language. I love everything about Japan, just as much as I love everything about my state, about California. And just to see how much privilege it just means to be white in this world, to exist alone, let alone America, let alone this fucking place. For that man to be the shining example of white privilege that I've ever seen, a trust fund baby that was a failure and a fuck up and a rapist through his entire life and is essentially a robber baron and a thief and a liar and who knows how many other fucking things, right? Words words and curses, right? I could get medieval on his dumb ass and say the most like foul shit ever. I could just repeat the whole fucking thing from The Lighthouse, like that shit that Willem Dafoe says to Robert Pattinson, bro. I could say that to him, bro, and that would not be enough to describe how fucked up the person we elected, which is total proof that white privilege exists when you have him going up against debatably one of the most qualified, maybe the most qualified presidential candidate in history, Kamala Harris. And I'm not even a Kamala stan. I think she was a decent pick, but she's probably the most qualified person I've ever seen be in a campaign ever, right? In an election ever. She's a vice president and senator, dog. She's been in this shit forever. She knows more about the system than anyone I've ever seen going for presidency ever. Ever. Right? And to see people say that she's a DEI candidate and saying stupid shit like that, and that many, many white men in America, by the way, didn't vote for a black woman, don't make me think that that doesn't matter, because it does fucking matter, without a doubt. Right? Didn't vote for her and went with that guy. That guy. Because black people aren't qualified, right? You don't want a black pilot, right? Because we don't have racism in this country, right? Even though black people right fucking now, niggas like me, could be getting text about saying, report to the plantation. Fuck out of here, bro. Fuck you niggas, for real. Fuck you niggas. Sorry, I just slapped my mic, so that shit probably sounded weird as fuck. Fuck you niggas, for real. Fuck you niggas. Y'all can eat a dick sideways. Nah, you can eat 2 dicks sideways. And your mama too, because she didn't raise you right. Fuck you. Not cool, bro. We ain't moved past the damn thing. We just pretend that we do. But the actual work could have started. It could have started. Or at least we could have started a lot earlier. We needed to start a lot earlier, but now that fight's going to be a lot harder. And it's not even just being black. It's about being not being straight, white, and male. If you're not that dude, if you're not a straight, white, and male person on this earth, you are probably going to experience some amount of discrimination. It's just a fact of life, no matter where you are on earth. No matter where you are on earth, people do care. They care a lot. There are so many people overseas who love Trump, and what does that say? What does that really say about America's effect on world politics, that we have niggas from all over the fucking world thinking that him being president was the greatest thing ever, even though he might essentially throw the entire world into economic despair in just a couple short years. If America's economy tanks, the global economy's going with it, almost guaranteed. Maybe a couple countries will survive. I don't even know. I'm not an economist, so I can't predict shit like this, and I'm not even going to pretend to. I'm just saying that this is going to have massive ramifications to the world. It really will. And y'all voted for that nigga, bro? Fuck out of here. Don't ever be on my channel again. There's the door. Let it hit you on the way out. You deserve it. Fuck you niggas. And to those of us who didn't vote, who have half a brain, shit, less than half a brain, for people who actually care about other human beings, who don't want to see innocent people being deported for the crime of crossing the border and working for our economy. Wow, horrible thing, by the way. Horrible thing. Crazy. For those people who don't stand for genocide, the active genocide going on in Palestine and the one that's gonna happen at our fucking border very soon, we got work to do. A lot of fucking work to do. And as this video would suggest, considering how long it is and how much I've yelled and ranted at you, you know, it's frustrating. It's really frustrating, and it really does make you want to be so apathetic. It really does. What's the point? What have we been fighting for? The world that our parents lived in before we were here is objectively better than ours right now, and it could be even worse. Who knows? This could be the first period in history for us in this current civilization, right? That shit's just gonna start going real bad, especially for Americans. Like real bad for everyone, not just for in the third world countries that we pretend to care about when we fucking don't send aid or do anything for them, right? The people who actually do give a shit about other people just for the sake of making the world better, because why not? To those people, we have a lot of work to do, you know? But the apathy, I understand. I really... It hurts. It really does. It really hurts. I really thought people actually gave a shit about other people and not just pretended to do. You know, not pretended to, sorry. I'm like halfway stuttering in this video. I've never been this pressed before. I'm not even gonna cap. It's crazy. I've never felt this amount of like rage and pain in my life in a psychological and emotional way. It's just crazy how bad it is. I never would have thought that I would be living in it feels like the end of the world. But I can't think like that for long, because my optimism just comes back again, and I am hoping that things will be better. But I know that things will be better if we put in the work for it. I know that things will. I think the only thing else I can say before I end this off is that there's the only other thing that was on my mind that I told you guys earlier. I had a couple things on my mind. The main thing I just said, and this one, is that I'm reminded of probably my favorite scene in the Boondocks.
Thanks, Granddad. Granddad, what do you do when you can't do nothing, but there's nothing you can do?
You do what you can.